So what is scapegoating? Scapegoating and projection usually go together. Now with scapegoating, a scapegoat can either be in a narcissistic family dynamic, or it can be in a relationship where a romantic partnership between a narcissist and the codependent or the abuse victim, or the person who is victimized. So the scapegoat is basically the butt of all the jokes, the one who is the black sheep of the family, the one who is always picked on, nitpicked, prodded, poked, jeered at, sniggered at, laughed at, gossiped about, and pointed at in the family. Sometimes this can be the mother, in which case the father and the children, sons and daughters, will gang up against the mother and poke fun at her, maybe gaslight her. If she forgets something, they'll call her forgetful and drive that into her psyche. In so doing, they're actually complicit in their own mother's gaslighting and abuse. If the father is a narcissist, he will recruit members of the family to gaslight, manipulate, coerce, and cause anxiety to the scapegoat mother. And of course, these children will then try to, of course, make peace with the guard and stay on his side so that they can avoid his abuse coming at them. But in so doing, they are causing the scapegoat, i.e. the mother, to actually be the sacrificial lamb of the family. A very, very, very sad, heartbreaking dynamic indeed. A very quick or easy way to understand a scapegoat is the person that is constantly bullied. So if you travel on a school bus, a person who is picked on by all the other children for either bringing the same lunch every day, or wearing the same clothes every day, or having very worn out old tackies, or having a bad smell and body odor, or having funny kinky hair, or something or the other that sets them apart or makes them weaker enough to fall prey to the attacks of the narcissist. It's usually the grandiose narcissist. However, the covert narcissist does equally as much damage, although they slip it under the radar and make it seem benign when it's actually very harmful. So the scapegoat is the repository or the emotional landfill dumping site for the narcissist. They will take out all their anger, their malice, their vengeful behavior, their pain, and their anger and abuse out on the scapegoat, because they think the scapegoat is weak, because the scapegoat may be different from everyone else, including them. But deep, deep down, what they're actually doing is they're afraid of the scapegoat, because the scapegoat actually reminds them of them. So if the narcissist picks on a certain person, what they're actually picking on is themselves in reverse. Let me try to rephrase that. The bully or the narcissist picks on the very person who embodies the qualities of weakness, insecurity, anxiety, and feeling small and worthless that the narcissist actually embodies deep down themselves. But they're trying to mask the fact that they're just the same by bullying that person outwardly, so as to hide and mask the fact that they have the very same traits they're trying to deflect from, take attention away from, and point it by projecting it at other people, by mocking and jeering the weak person, the person who will cower to their bullying, so that they can say, look at this person, what a wimp. But really the greatest wimp of all, as we know, is the narcissist. This is also known as reverse self-punishment. So because the narcissist has such a deep-seated self-loathing, they will bring this up and execute it or express it on someone else. This is the shadow self coming to the fore. Of course, they're trying to suppress their shadow self by hiding it and pointing out another person's shadow self. Now, the bullied person or the scapegoat could be of two types of people. Either the bullied person or the scapegoat is vulnerable, weak, soft-hearted, kind, and empathetic, in which case, of course, the narcissist will then steamroll this person with bullying, abuse, and all kinds of insults. But then on the flip side, the scapegoat could also be a person who is very, very lively, charismatic, confident, caring for other people, and a wonderful, beautiful soul that takes away the attention from the narcissist, which they hate. So they will bully that person in an attempt to put that person down, make them second guess themselves, and strip them of the confidence that the narcissist so deeply wants for himself or herself. In so doing, they will even go behind on a smear campaign with the flying monkeys or people around them who know this scapegoat, and they will tell them what an awful person the scapegoat really is, so as to gain admirers and followers and increase their cult numbers, so that those followers or flying monkeys actually fall in love with and are seduced and deceived by the narcissist. Whereas in actual fact, the bullied person or the scapegoat is the one who has not done anything to deserve that, and those with rational minds and clear eyes to see will see the plot for what it is, and actually maybe even this will help the image of the scapegoat to actually raise in honor and degree, because those qualities that the narcissist will pick on, oh, they think they're so full of themselves, oh, they're so confident, and then others might come and say, yes, but they're actually very kind people. Look, she gave me this, look, she did this for me. And then the narcissist will obviously say, well, I'm sure they were just trying to win your favor, curry favor with you so that you could like them, because that's how the narcissist behaves. So all of this scapegoating utilizes a lot of projection in it. And of course, it is done to scapegoats of different types. Scapegoats can be very weak people and people with no backbone and cowardly and cannot stand up for themselves. Also victims who are very, very insecure, unconfident. This is because they actually mirror what the narcissist feels about themselves, and they express their hatred to them because they hate that side of themselves deep down, and that's a revenge on themselves and exposes their own self-loathing. Or it could be they are taking an attack on the scapegoat that is confident, full-bodied, full of life, enthusiastic, determined, vivacious, and charismatic, because they love those qualities to be a part of their toolkit, but they can never be those things in the case of a covert narcissist. Or if they're an overt narcissist, they are jealous of the person that embodies those qualities. They want to strip them of it. They want to shine the spotlight back onto them so that that person garners no favor from the public eye, and that they take all the credit for themselves. And they will often do this by mudslinging that charismatic person who they've scapegoated behind their back. And of course, people may or may not fall for it depending on what is known of that scapegoat. And they may actually stand up for that scapegoat behind their back and call the narcissist to account, which will cause narcissistic mortification or injury. And that's the best we could hope for in this case. Now, I want to make mention that if you notice a child being scapegoated in a family dynamic, if you're an adult or even if you're not watching this, I want you to please go to that child and let them know that you see them and that they are not alone and that they are not oppressed. Even though they're being oppressed in the family dynamic, let them know that you're on their side so that they have an ally. Because to be scapegoated among a group of adults and also your siblings who are all against you can be one of the most loneliest, isolating experiences you could ever experience. And the feeling of abandonment within a family unit is very, very real and can cause a lot of damage long term in a person's life, where they become overextended people pleasers, they become doormats, they become codependents, and a whole plethora of different disorders and dysfunction can ensue because of the scapegoating of that person. So if they're a child and they're obviously oppressed because they're a young child, they're a minor, they cannot stand up to their father or mother out of fear. And of course, they're overwhelmed because maybe they're outnumbered in their family unit. Please go and join hands with this little child. Let them know that they're not alone, and if they need support, that you are there for them. And please try to be a pillar of support for that child. With that being said, that is scapegoating. All my love, please stand up for those oppressed who have no voice. Be a voice for the voiceless. And stand up for yourself if you are being scapegoated. Do not let the narcissists get away with projecting their shit onto you. Thank you so much for joining me. Take care. All my love. Assalamu alaikum and goodbye.